Good morning, guys. It is time for video 3. This time we are converting a decimal to a fraction. And the rule for converting a decimal to a fraction is we're going to write it like we read it. Write it like you read it. And what does that mean? Well, if I had you guys read this properly, and I don't mean 0.7, but if you read it mathematically properly, we'd say 0 and 7/10. Well, 7/10 would be the fraction 7 over 10. 7/10. Done. How would you read this? This would be 4 and 31 hundredths. 4 is your whole number, 31 hundredths. Next one, we have 97 and 539 thousandths. So 97 is our whole number. How do we read a fraction? 539 thousandths. We write it over 1,000. That's what I mean by write it like you read it. Down here we have 0 and 4/10. So 0 and 4/10. And we could reduce that fraction by 2 in both the numerator and the denominator to make it 2/5. Over here I have 0 and 45 hundredths. So 0 and 45 over 100. I can divide both my numerator and my denominator by 5, which will leave me with the answer of 9/20. So for all of these, we read it like we write it, with the one exception being 0.5 repeating, because it has that repeating bar here. Everything follows that rule of write it like you read it, except it has a repeating bar. And what I like to say with the numbers that have that repeating bar is that nines have lines. Or maybe the other way for this example, lines have nines. Whenever something repeats, we put it over 9. So 0.5 repeating would be 5 over 9. And that only works if we see that repeating bar. So for example, if I kind of do my own little thing right here for a second, this little box, if I had 0.23 repeating, I would write that as 23 over 99. For every number you have that repeats, you put an extra 9. If I had 0.176 and that all repeats, that would be 176 over 999. So for the first 5 examples, we wrote it like we read it. If you see this repeating bar and you need to write it as a fraction, you write it over a 9.